Lord of the Rings. It's about a fellowship
Frodo, look out! A cave troll!
on a mission to save Middle-earth.
Over here, Bigfoot.
How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another video. So today we are finally deep diving into the Toybiz Lord of the Rings line that started in 2001 with the first movie, Fellowship of the Ring. It's a toy line that I personally collected a lot of as a child. I remember the first wave had Frodo, Aragorn, a couple of others, and I specifically remember going to KB Toys, Toys R Us, looking for the next figure. And they were about like, I think they were $6 figures. They were like $5.99, something like that, close to that. So there's a lot of my childhood built up into this toy line, and I just want to talk about it. So let's get into Toybiz Lord of the Rings.
About bravery.
Legolas, fire away! Got 'em. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
So the line started with Toybiz. They were owned by Marvel at the time. So the sculpts on these figures were fantastic. You had amazing likenesses for the time, especially being 2001, which was very early in like collector grade looking toys, as opposed to just these like 3.5 to 5-inch kind of like oddly proportioned figures. These were going for accuracy, and you had some wonderful sculpts on there, you know, Elijah Wood, Viggo Mortensen, Ian McKellen, and all of these faces of these characters looked like these actors. So it was just crazy to see. And at some point, I remember, like I said, going to Toybiz, Toys R Us, and being able to just pick out the next wave. I'm like, the next wave is coming. We got to go. We would go there. I would find the new figure that I wanted. They had orcs. They had army builders. They had the main characters. You know, they had Legolas, Gimli, the whole fellowship. And it was just such a fun thing for me as a kid. And one of the things that I did, that I still do to this day, was I would take my figures out, pose them outside in like scenes like Pelennor Fields or Mount Doom, and I would take pictures, or more specifically, I would take a digital camera, because that's what we were using still at that point. They were like digital, and I would just record like live scenes of just sweeping across, and I don't have footage of that stuff, but it would be really cool to see and show the contrast between then and now. But, you know, I have all of these figures.
About evil spirits.
Look out! A ring race!
The line ran from 2001 to 2005 because the movies were coming out. You know, they started in 2001, ended in 2003, but company's going to milk that toy license. I remember after the movies were already done, I would go in and I would still see figures, re-releases, repaints popping up for like $5.99. They were still really cheap. And then they had the bigger boxes, and they actually got down to card backs at one point. So there was plenty of options. But like I said, Toybiz were the people making this line. It was a massive, comprehensive line that covered all three films and included a vast number of figures, gift packs, and accessories, one of which I have still in box. It had, you know, action features, great likenesses. We had almost every character you could conceive that was on screen in Lord of the Rings. They made a figure for it. And the innovation, it used facial scanning technology for lifelike character licenses, which, like I said, they were very, very good at looking like the actors and the characters being portrayed.
Courage of heroes.
Over here, alerts!
To collect and build. Like I said, in the packaging, over time, they went from the bigger boxes to the little card back ones to save cost and keep the cost of the figures down and do more releases. And it was just one of those things that I specifically remember as a child, just wanting more and more and more. And then they got into the bigger figures like Treebeard. We had Sauron. We had a Balrog. I remember going to Toys R Us and seeing the Balrog display and being like, I want that, but I could, as a child, there was no way I could have gotten that. I could not have convinced my grandparents or my mom to get that for me. And as an adult, I'm sure it would cost way more now. I actually saw one at Attorney of Dreams. It's massive, just a humongous Balrog. And that was the kind of thing that this line was known for. It took specific scenes and parts of the movie and just brought them to life on your shelf. Like we had the Nazgul on the Fell Beasts. We had horses. We had ponies. Bill the Pony. We had Arwen on a horse with Frodo running from the ring race. We had a ring wraith on a horse. They had a place at the end of Fellowship where Frodo and Sam take the boat. Just all kinds of different scenarios were portrayed for us to have and play with and set up ourselves on our shelves, which I just took down all of them and I washed them down. I really want to just talk about the line. And as far as I'm concerned, the line was very important for the foundation of collector's action figures. It set a standard for modern action figures and what it means to be a toy collector, because we were, like I said, we were getting the facial recognition, we were getting face scanning, paint apps, articulation, scale, all this stuff that people are clamoring for today. And I still don't think we will ever have such a thorough or widespread Lord of the Rings line. Like I know SH Figure Arts is doing it, Diamond Select was doing it, but they're never going to reach the depths of having random orcs or Frodo in every single outfit and all that stuff, which we got from Toybiz so long ago. It's over 20 years at this point, which is crazy to me because these toys still hold up. Yeah, they're a little dusty, they're a little paint scratched and scuffed and all that stuff, but the sculpts and even some of the articulation still holds to this day. And, you know, Toybiz has always been known for putting out toys that last. They did the old Marvel superhero figures from X-Men and Spider-Man, the animated series and all that, moved up to Marvel Legends. And before Marvel Legends, they were doing this. So it's just such a cool thing to me to have this little pocket of my childhood and go back and revisit it and bring it up to y'all.
Miss!
It's about the power of teamwork.
Get him, Gimli!
Are you ready to join the fight?
One day, I really hope that we get a action figure line based on the books. I know we've had a couple in the past. We had one or two based on the Rankin Bass Lord of the Rings movies from way back in the day. But I would like for someone to take the license and go through Tolkien's writings and take out the appearances of each character, the description, and sculpt backwards from there and just bring us Middle Earth to life in a way we haven't seen it before. I know Rings of Power is going on right now. I enjoy that. I see it as a prequel to the movies and not to the books, because the books and movies have a lot of similarities, but a lot of differences as well. And it would be cool to get more. It'd be cool to get the Silmarillion, the Hobbit, all this other stuff. You know, we've got Lord of the Rings in Magic the Gathering with different artwork based on not specifically the movie. So it would be cool to see a toy line do that.
Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings action figures, Cave Troll, and Ring Wraith.
That being said, I will say that the Toybiz Lord of the Rings line was foundational for me. I'm sure it was for a lot of people. As a collector, as someone to put them in that mindset to be like, I need that character, I need that character. They have that scene and that scene. They have that and that. It's really what started where I am today with scaling, posability, likeness, all that stuff. So like without Lord of the Rings, A, the movie in the books, but B, the toy line, I don't think I would be as big a collector. I don't think I would have a YouTube channel talking about toys, or at least I wouldn't be as passionate about it, because it really brought that side of my collector brain out. And I just wanted to bring that to y'all. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash like, hit subscribe, become a channel member if you so please. It's only 99 cents. Comment, let me know if you remember collecting this line. What toy line did it for you as a kid? What was that big push into collecting? Not only then, but also into now. What put you in that mindset? Just say, hey, what's up? All that good stuff. If you're protesting, be safe, keep your head up, stay brave, be kind to your local LGBTQ community. I love you. I will see you next time, and bye-bye. My precious. My precious.
Each sold separately.
Wait! This way.
A scent that's unmistakable. The real big kids meal.
Lord of the Rings.
Just wait 1 minute. I'm watching this new Rowdy Riles video and it's really awesome. I don't want to miss it. It's like this chick that reviews action figures and it's really freaking cool.
Yes, I think they saw some videos and there's some really good contents out there, you know?
She reviews the ponies and stuff because you knows I love ponies.
She doesn't review ponies. It's freaking cool stuff, Toki.